Welcome back, everybody. Well, I've showed you two other videos with motorcycles. First one with Hot Wheels motorcycles. The second one with Jesse James and his motorcycles. And so I thought I'd show you a fun little collection of Matchbox motorcycles. Now, I have other motorcycles in larger scales with much more detail, but I thought I'd show you these ones because they're cool little bikes to have. And now, Matchbox made some larger ones, but Matchbox has been making the smaller ones ever since the 60s. And I looked up on eBay, and those ones from the 60s, well, in the States, they're going for maybe $35, $40, and maybe even upwards of $50, depending on the seller. In the UK, I saw them, and the small ones were going for about 50 pounds, and those are the ones from the 60s. And so with the box, they command big prices. Well, these ones I actually collected in the early 90s, early to mid 90s. And these ones on eBay, they sell the small ones between $6 and $7, larger ones between $10 and $11. And that's with the packaging. And the prices are lower in some cases, higher in other cases. So it's just a matter of looking for the right seller at the right price. Now, some of these are copyright 1980, and I checked those ones out too, and they're going for probably $25, $30 in the package. But these ones were issued in the 90s, so the prices are more reasonable. Well, I'll start with this knucklehead here. And the knucklehead, because of the doesn't want to focus, well, because of the heads. Looks like a knuckle. And show you the bottom here. So Matchbox says 1939 Harley Davidson knucklehead. So these are similar size to the 60s era, and they actually used the metal spoked wheels and rubber tires, just like the ones in the 60s. And you see it's got a plastic seat. The chrome portions are plastic. The front fender and forks are plastic, but the tank, the frame, and the rear fender, it's all metal. Taillight painted in. So that's a very cool little bike. And then these two, I believe, would be called wide glides. I'm not sure of the exact name of these bikes, but you see the blue portion of the bike is all metal and very nicely done. The bottom of this one's hard to read because the paint's kind of thick, but it's got the beautiful rubber tires and metal spoked wheels. This is a 1200. And here's the silver one. So it's got nice tampos on them. This one is easier to read on the bottom. Silver paint being thinner, so you can see the copyright there, 1980. So these are reissues of the early castings. And this is a chopper version of the blue and silver bike. So they changed out the forks for chopper forks and no front fender. And they had to change the engine for a chopper, so exhaust coming out one side. And then this one, well, it's copyright 1995. And you see the bottom there, and it's got the model designation on the bottom there. So this was new for the 90s to go along with the early copyright models. And this is the only newer one in the small scale that I found. Oh. Turn the wheel the right way and then lean it over. It should stay up. So that's a very cool bike. Nice metallic blue paint job on it. Nice tampos. And then of course you have to have a Harley police bike. So this is pretty nice. It's got the tampo on the fender. The fender is part of the fork and handlebar assembly, so it's chrome, so it's painted blue. And it's the same casting as the copyright 80 bikes. Of course, they change out the seat. Got the saddlebags. Got a cool fairing on the front. And then we have the larger bikes. And there we have the bottom there. And it has the K designation on the bottom. I think that's K85. So K for the king size series. So that was kind of cool to have that on. Now, the three bikes here all use the same engine. The whole unit there is metal and metal gas tank. All the rest is plastic. Now this particular one has a license plate on the back and red lenses, whereas the choppers have no license plate. They got the holder and the taillight could be painted in. But these were meant to be toys, so they weren't overly complicated or detailed, but just nice enough details. Nice paint. There's the metal engine and the tanks. Now if you notice the blue one behind, the forks are upright a lot more. So I just modified where the steering knuckle goes, and I was able to extend the fork out so it looks a little more realistic. And of course on the bottom you have Harley Davidson chopper, 1995 copyright. So there you have my Matchbox motorcycles. Well, I have subscribers who are interested in motorcycles, so I hope you enjoy these. I hope everybody likes them. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'd really appreciate it. I'd love to see my channel grow. And I'd love to take you along with me. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.